think I hit the start button. Should be going live here. There we go. Let's not echo. How's it going, everyone? Hope your day is going well. Before we get going into CAD, I want to do a little show and tell here real quick. These are some of my new breed EDC design knives. Mark Perez. Which I'm sure you are all familiar with. But I have a new one. I haven't done the video for it yet. The Rays by Kaiser. Designed by Mark Perez. Loot 10 Tex. So very similar in size. But it's nice and pointy. I like it. I ordered this before I knew that Mark designed it. It was on a Whatnot auction. I think they're finally on the Kaiser website. I don't think I put any descriptions in the links or anything yet, but I like it. Anyway, just wanted to show that off. Got that at the P.O. box yesterday. Let's turn this banner off. How's it going, Alex? That is called the Kaiser Raze, R-A-Z-E. Hello, El Cap Addict. Hello, Marco. Loser, if you're still around, hello. Level On Up was in earlier. Hope everyone's doing okay. It's actually I could let's just see if it's on Kaiser. There it is. Now, oh, you can't see it. Here it is on the Kaiser. Coming soon. It's not even released yet. Like I said, I picked mine up on Whatnot, Blade Runner Outpost. They're into the 80s camo carbon, so that's probably why Kaiser sent them a handful of them. But these are the three that I believe these are the three models they have. I don't know if they'll do the black with carbon later, like Lute's prototype. But this one is leather. Titanium and leather. That's kind of neat. I like that. I might pick one of these up too. But I got the one I got just because it's 80s camo carbon, and I have several knives in 80s camo carbon. It's just different, I suppose. I have one of those collector mindsets, so actually I'm a hoarder, but that's a different subject. But let's take a look at the specs. See, this has leather. Not sure what kind of leather, but it's neat. I haven't seen that on a pocket knife yet, and that's kind of classy. This would be an awesome platform to send to dark water to have anodized. The front flipper, the jimping isn't real aggressive, but since it has this geometry, it's pretty flippable. It's pretty easily flipped. from the front. And of course the regular cutout. Front flipper thumb hole. I mean, this isn't my style. And this isn't as thin as it looks just because it stays wide pretty far down here. So it's not fragile. I wouldn't stick it into a stump and twist it, but I wouldn't do that with any knife. Even if I was one of those YouTubers that did that thing. But I like it just because it's different. I like usually sheep's foot and Warncliffe's, reverse tonneau modifications of those. But this one was just, I wanted one that was, it's not a spear point, but it's a clip point, I believe. Yeah, clip point. Modified clip point. But it's pointy like a spear point. You know what I mean? It's neat. It's different. Performance engineer to blah, blah, blah. It's S45VN, which is pretty good. You see, that jimping is real light, very gentle. It doesn't hurt you at all, but it's there. It's deep. It's spread out, so it works. But it's just not going to chew up your skin or anything. There's his logo. That's the name right there. The Rays. New breed EDC Rays S45VN. Make sure to go subscribe to Loot 10 Techs. He does live streams where he designs stuff using Fusion 3D. That leather is just awesome. I'm sure there are slip joints and other knives that have used the leather, but this is the most modern one I've seen, at least that I'm aware of. Not that I'm into everything, but it's neat. And this one, I don't know, some people might like this. I like the carbon fiber. I'm not sure if I like the bronze amber colored anodizing. I believe it's anodized. Did I go? Oh, look, there's loot right there. The gavel in 2023. What was I trying to look for? Oh, just to see if the finish. I'll go look at the specs. Titanium and carbon fiber. I'm pretty sure that's just anodizing. It doesn't say that, but I'm sure that's what it is. It's neat though. I think it's awesome that Kaiser is dropping this also. Because I know some people like OCD, or not OCD, DBD, ECD, was saying that he's not happy with Kaiser because they don't have enough releases. But they have this. There's another one that they're releasing. They just released. I think they're doing okay. I think the market is flooded. There's a lot of, for people like me, it's hard to make decisions. What's analysis paralysis is real when there's so many choices. But this one, it just appealed to me right away, and it was on the Whatnot auction. I bid on it right away. Oh, the backspacer is blue, just like this pivot. I can probably go back to my camera and show that. The backspacer is blue. Clip is black. I think that's a wise choice. I think blue would be a little too much blue and take away from the color of the 80s camo carbon. But anyway, Mark did good on that one. I like this a lot. I like that a lot. Probably like it a little better than these. It's definitely his style, though. I mean, there's not, it's inside liner lock or whatever. Very, very similar in weight and feel here. Just different. Similar but different. All of these are a little similar but different. This one is the biggest difference. This is more my style. This is more my taste. This blade shape and everything. But I just had to change it up a little bit. Sorry if the volume was low. I was away from my microphone. Anyway, I just wanted to show that stuff off. Let's get to doing some CAD work. Let me go. Now, there's a lot that I'm interested in, but it's hard to narrow it down. I have more interest than money. One clip with layered leather. Yeah, we'll see what they did here. That might be something to think about. Hopefully they stabilize the leather in some way so that it doesn't do that. Or maybe it's fake leather. I didn't read. Why did I get the Shaman after the Bodacious? I just wanted to try the Shaman because everyone says how great they are. And it's a nice knife. It's just not, I like the Bodacious more. I'll probably keep a Shaman. I'll get rid of this one because I, right after I bought this one, for like, I bought it because it was $210 at Freedom Knife Shop. But then on Whatnot, I got caught up in a Smoky Mountain Knife Works with the gray micarta for $205, and it's S45 VN. And I shouldn't have bought it, but I did. But now I have to get rid of one. I like it. I just don't like it as much. You know what I mean? I like it more than some of the other knives I own. But I'm not too into Spydercos in general. But, the Bodacious and the Shaman are definitely better than any of the other Spydercos. More appealing to me, anyway. I'm sure everyone would argue about that. Everyone has their own taste. But they look the most knife-like without, the hole doesn't look as weird, as strange as a lot of their designs. Just my opinion. How's it going, Joe? Good to see you in. Everyone let me know if my volume is okay. I know sometimes it gets weird when I have that other auxiliary cam going. But let's open up the... Oops. You didn't see that. In the top secret. Let's go with the Hatchet axe. How's it going, Robin? Good to see you. So this is where I left off, and I didn't fix this. So let's get in here and try to fix this. I could leave it that way, but I want it to look even. So let's modify this sketch and find out why this one isn't. Let's try to do corner trims here. I think these are all already makes a corner. Already makes a corner. already makes a corner. So they're all already trimmed up. It's black, so it's not blue. These are blue, but it shouldn't really matter. I'm not sure why this one isn't cutting out. So let's edit this feature. I don't know why it's not letting me select this one. It's got me stumped. Anyone have any ideas? Hey, Chef Rocky, how's it going? Knives are life. How you doing? Clint, everyone. Sorry if I missed anyone. Thanks for stopping in. Kind of just fumbling around today, trying to work on my Hatchet axe thingy, me bob. Trying to figure out why it's not doing what I want it to do. Okay, let's see here. Blind quarters, 1.25 inch. Up to surface. Up to body. To vertex. Blind. What's that doing? That's interesting. I don't know what's going on here. I don't see any gaps or anything. It's weird. Why won't it cut that out? If I do let's see if I control alt, I can unselect some. And now it's not letting me reselect them. I'm going to use alt again. Well, now it let me select it. So I think that I don't know. One of those things. So let's clean this up a little bit. Then we'll put some holes in there for the handles. But Let's put some fillets in here. Just round this up a bit. It's not absolutely necessary, but if we were going to have this water jetted, might as well have already have the radiuses built in. Could probably just do this. Get all these at one time. And then you get these. Oops. Select. And then get these. Everyone ready for the long weekend? Hopefully it's a long weekend for everyone. Kind of sucks that it's getting so close to the end of summer, but we need the seasons, don't we? So let's see. We got 0.1. Let's try that and see what happens. Good enough. Looks good to me. What do you think? These won't be seen, but it's just to lighten up the handle down at this end. We don't need all that mass down this way. I could go all the way with skeletonization, but I want some weight, some mass up at this end, at the choppy part. Heck yeah, long weekend. How's it going, Mr. Loser? Loser. This is a half practical and half combat-y hatchet / axe. I'm not sure what length it needs to be to go from a hatchet to an axe, but I was thinking like a boy's axe length, kind of not a big chopping hatchet, not a chopping maul or anything like that, but not a little short. I want it to be small enough to fit in a backpack. I mean, I won't have this built, but those are just my thoughts on if I were going to design a real one. Yeah, got my little reminder to save. So let's do that so I don't lose anything. Now let's put some holes in here. I think I want just a hole, dowel hole, inch, quarter inch. What's going on here? Up to next. Suck a point on the face. Okay. I forgot to pick positions, duh. So we want a hole here and a hole here. And let's put some dimensions on here. From here, I think I can select the midpoint. Select midpoint. So from the midpoint, I want it. I don't remember that dimension. So let's just measure that, I guess. Evaluate, measure from this line to this line, 0.7. Oh, 1.26. So we'll make this. And one thing you can do when you're dimensioning, most CAD programs will let you do this, but you can just do a 1.26 divided by 2 instead of, you don't have to calculate it out. The software will do it. So it'll make it half of that. Now, I'm not sure. I think I want to measure to the origin. Is that on the origin? No. Here to here. It doesn't have to be perfect, but what's going on? Yeah, curvaceous. Let me see. I'll leave that dimension there for now. And I'll do the same over here. I don't remember if I made those exactly the same or not. But we'll check it out. From this line to this line, it's 1.23, so it's a little different. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. So now we'll do 1.23 divided by 2. So it's halfway in between the two. Then we can add a smart dimension on here. To the origin. Oh, I think that one's centered with the origin. So we can leave that there. That's good enough. So I don't know if 1/4 inch fasteners are what I would use, but that's what we'll have in there for now. Now, what do we want to do? Did I make this too thick? Let's go back to this. .43. Is that times 2? Oh, I think it's, yeah, I knew it looked a little too wide. There's a 1/4 inch. Could probably make it 3/16, but I think a 1/4 inch would be plenty. for our design. Yeah, I don't know that anyone's learning anything except me, but that's okay. As long as one of us is learning, right? So, what do we want to do down here? Last week we put a little curve on here. I'm going to go ahead and do the. Yeah, let's do a sketch here on this surface. Wonder if we can offset this. Let's offset that, reverse the direction. I don't know what a good hatchet bevel angle is. Let's just put one on there and see what happens. Actually, let's make this a. I don't know if we can change the type. Yeah, we'll just leave that there. Now, let's do a sketch on. I guess we can create a plane from here to here. Yeah, let's create a plane. Reference geometry plane from this point to this point. It's not perfect, but I think this might work for creating the cutting tool. Now we want to do a sketch on that plane. So let's go from here to here to here. Now we want to shorten this one up a little bit. Actually, since I'm not going to machine it, I won't leave. If we were designing this for real, you would want to leave a little bit of material on the final bevel for heat treating. You don't want to put a finished edge on there and then send it to heat treat. I know that much about knife making, if nothing else. Now let's see if we can create this feature using those two. Let's do a cut sweep, swept cut. It already selected the sketch, so let's now select the path. And it's showing what it's going to cut away from the material. And that's exactly what we want. So we'll do that. Bada boom, bada bing. Now what we want to do is we just want to mirror this feature. I don't know if I can select it from here. But let's go here to features, mirror this feature. No, we need a mirror plane. Let's turn on the, you can always go over here, select this, and we want the front plane shown. So, or actually we can just select it right there. Now we want to pick down here to select the feature that we want to mirror. And that shows where it's going to mirror it. So now we have our final bevel. And we can just hide this plane since we don't need to see it. It's starting to look more like a tool now. A tool like Loser. I hope this hatch axe will be made out of vibranium. We're putting the handle scales on there. If you're worried about something like that. I'm not sure exactly what you mean, Lou. Let me know. Let me know what I'm doing wrong here. That's for sure. How's it going, Henry G? We just put some fillets on here, fixed that missing cutout, threw a couple holes on here. Actually, I think I do need to move that one. So let's go to the holes, edit that sketch. Let's put a dimension on here. That's not what we want. Let's move it. That's what we need to do. Let's move this so it's off center. Now we can put a dimension to the origin point. That's what I wanted. Now if I make that 0, it's there. Is that centered? Does that look centered, folks? It looks like it. Let's see if we can get dimensions on here. I'm not sure if it's going to work right because this is curved. So 0.68. .82. I'm not sure. Doesn't look that far off. I don't know if that measurement was working properly. It looks centered to me. I don't know. I'm just going to leave it there. No, maybe it's up closer to this edge than this edge. I don't know. I'll have to put a plane in here and measure, create a line and measure on the plane. Loser says Marco is the number one tool. And Marco corrects him. Must be talking about the XP points in chat. Hellcap Addict, how's it going? What is going on? Howdy, Kelly. Good to see you. Yeah, that's definitely not on. That's off. Let's fix it. Let's make this -2. Oh, let's change that to -0.2. That's what I meant. Nope, that's not right. Went the wrong way. That satisfies me. Looks a little closer to center now. I don't know if I want to get into the scales yet. What are we going to do up here? Do we want to leave this solid like that, taper it into more of a cutting and ripping, shredding, or put some, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? Let's experiment. Let's do a sketch on this surface. Let's create an arc here. Between here and here. There. We got that sketch. Now let's create a plane here. This might not work the way I want it to work, but I didn't want to select that. So Alt, if you hit the Alt key and select something, it deselects. So I'm trying to select these 3 points. And we'll create a sketch plane right there. We're going to try doing a cut like we did on the bevel. But we'll create a sketch up here for the cutting path and just see what it turns out like. So let's go ahead and create a sketch. That plane was already selected, so it's letting us create the sketch there. But we want to go let me think here. I need to find a way to project this center point onto this plane. But we're experimenting, so let's just try this first. Oh, I put coincidence there. So let's get rid of that coincidence. This isn't going to work well. Let's see if we can move this. Yeah, we'll keep it centered. Go over the edge a little bit. Actually, we could get rid of this. Put more. You want to make sure that you have enough to go beyond the edge of the material. So this isn't going to work because I didn't put that curve on that edge. So let's go back. Let's exit this sketch. Go back into this sketch. Edit that sketch. Get rid of this coincidence. Move this to that. Get rid of this coincidence constraint. Move this up here. That we need to modify this to make sure that we sweep through all that material. Let's try this and see what happens. Now we're going to just try that same swept cut. Select this for the profile and this for the path. And that's showing us that. I'm not sure if I made it big enough to get through everything. Actually, we could leave. It doesn't have to be slicey. It could be like a rippy. We all want rippies on our axes, don't we? Let's hide this plane and go back to mirror feature. We want to select the front plane because it's right in the center of the part. We don't need a secondary plane. We want to select the feature to mirror this. Shows it there. Let's do it. Yeah. I kind of like that. It's not slicey, but it's rippy. For what uses, I don't know. Tearing into old logs. This is for jamming into logs instead of your button lock folders. Rippies is the technical term for that, loser. That's right. Rippy, Terry. This is the slicey end. Dipped in poison, secreted by the Amazonian tree frog. No. We'll make this out of carbon steel and just let it get rusty so that we can spread infection. We don't want too sudden of a death of the stump. The stump YouTube. We're only talking about hurting trees, the already dead trees, in case there's any tree hugger YouTube staff listening. How's it going, Kane Miranda? Good to see you. We're messing around here with kind of a little bit of a practical hatchet and a little bit of an impractical rippy, Terry end. I don't know. What do you think, folks? What do we need to do next? I'm open to suggestion to an extent, Lou. Let's see what. I don't have fancy enough materials on there for this to work right. I don't know how to. I don't know how to go back to the default scene now. Oh, let's just exit out of that. There we go. Let's do a save so we don't lose anything. Needs more curves. Where do we need more curves at, Lou? We like sharp geometric shapes too, not just curves. I guess we could put some radiuses in if that's what you're meaning. Some fillets. So we don't hurt ourselves. Those there. Well, we want these to stay there like that, I think. Let's put 1/4 inch radiuses on here. Let's see what it looks like. Put some radiuses here, but we don't want to get too carried away. Let's put a couple 1/4 inch rate. Let's edit this fillet and add these to that same feature group. Do we turn this into a bottle opener? You need a bottle opener on your axe, don't you? The Rippy roller coaster. You're just getting silly, Lou. Silly. This shall not be used for cutting meat. This shall be used for old dead trees. I thought I saved this, and it's telling me I haven't saved it. The raise is awesome. I showed it off at the beginning of the stream. I could probably show it off again. There is my new breed EDC collection. Let me go. Not sure why that camera doesn't focus very well. But here is the raise. Oh, I need to do this. Let's fancy this scene up a little bit. Boom. There we go. Pull these out of the way. Just to concentrate on the newest in the collection. I don't know how to get this to focus. This is my cell phone for the auxiliary camera. And it doesn't do the touchscreen focus when you're in the EV mux. So I'm not sure how it decides to focus. But has the blue backspacer to match the pivots, which is kind of neat. I like it. Little flash of color. Just black clip. This is all DLC, the titanium and the blade. See what kind of edge? Yeah, that's pretty sharp. Yeah, I don't know if yeah, I don't have my UV light out. Some unnatural lighting. I'm not sure. I'll put a link for that one company in California that sells these. They're finally on the Kaiser website, but what was the name of that? First place I saw them was it Action? I'd have to go in my email and see, but I'll put a link in the description after this uploads this live stream to a company that has these listed. They have some on order, probably another week and a half. They're coming from China, of course. I got mine on uh, Blade Runner Outpost on Whatnot, but it's neat. It's not for everyone, but I like it. I liked it enough to. I like it better than. I don't like it as much as the Clydesdale, but I like it probably better than the Decimal and the Wingspan. Slightly, the Wingspan is pretty. It's very comparable to Wingspan in size, but it has that pointy shape, and it's Kaiser. Whether you like Kaiser or not, some people don't. Some people do. I don't know. I'm probably going to end it here. It's been an hour. Actually, went longer than I thought we would. I'm feeling pretty tired, but I feel okay right now. Make sure go follow Loot 10 Techs on Instagram and subscribe to his channel on Yahoo or YouTube. And maybe I am still tired. Yahoo. What the hell? What's the matter with me? Let me scroll. It is dope. I really like that design. It's unique and neat. LCAP, which one do I like the most? I think I already said I like the Clydesdale. There's a little bit of a problem with the Clydesdale, and I think it's because of the mass of the blade, and also one of the two Clydesdales I have is a factory second, but you have to tighten up the screw once in a while. So I need to put some real Loctite on there. I think I put some of that. What's that stuff called? It's not the Loctite, but the other one that you let dry first. I put that on there, but it loosens up just a little bit. I mean, you could use it all day and it wouldn't loosen up enough to be a problem, but you just notice it. You know, the blade slightly loosening up. But the overall, I like the Clydesdale most, and that raise is definitely my new second. and it might take over the Clydesdales, but I don't know. I'd kind of like to get the titanium, one of the titanium versions, maybe the leather one. I like the looks of the leather one. Someone mentioned earlier that the leather on a product they have a leather insert shrunk up, which makes it look ugly, and that's definitely a possibility. I have no idea the quality of leather they used or how stabilized it is or what adhesives, and I would imagine if it's dry enough it wouldn't shrink up. The example spoken of is probably just fresh leather, put it as an inlay, and kind of like wood. Wood is always drying out, but if it's kiln dried, it's more dry. You know what I mean? There's not a whole lot of shrinkage left for it to have, but it will even then. This would be a good time for a shadow puppet intermission. Yeah, yeah. What steel? It's what did I say? S45VN. Yeah, it's S45VN. If you go to the front, rewatch the stream when we're done, everyone, please, and thank you. Hit like, but we went over the specs. It's S45VN. This version, the black one with 80s camo carbon, is DLC blade and handle. It's my first old deal. No, I have a different one. But yeah, anyway. The Hydro, I don't know how it compares to the Hydro because I don't have one and I haven't handled one. You talking to me, Lou? I'm sure I did. I was born in 68, so there was plenty of lead paint on the house I grew up in. Anyway, let's before I go, let's take a quick look at the Knife Tube schedule for the day. And Daily Gear Guide is scheduled for 6 p.m., but I don't know if he's been keeping up with the calendar. So he should be going live right now. This is Eastern time. Grumpy at 6:30. Dan Kenman at 7. I don't think he follows the schedule. A lot of people don't follow the schedule anymore, but it'd be nice if they would get a hold of Scott N and update the schedules so we could actually go by this. I know it's hard, and a lot of people just do random times and change things up. Lou, I take it Lou has the XP point lead, so he wins a cookie, but he has to go buy the cookie that he won at his local cookie store. Bees Blades. Some of these guys are do follow this schedule. So he'll be on tonight, looks like. DBD and War Room. I think DBD is still out of town, isn't he? I don't know. Maybe War Room will go on. I'm not sure. Duty. I don't really follow him that much, but I watch a couple of his streams. But go check all these places out. At least go to all these channels and subscribe if you aren't already. If you aren't familiar with them, check them out. I think these guys are in the UK. A lot of slip joint stuff over there, I believe, if I recall correctly. Hey, how's it going, Shay? We're just wrapping it up. We did a little bit of design on the old battle hatchet axe, the Hatchet. It's actually fairly complete. I don't know if I'm going to do much more. I'll think about it, see if we want to maybe make some stylistic changes. I don't know if I'm going to widen this up. I think I kind of like it. I'm open to suggestions if anyone has any. Go ahead and throw them in the comments after this posts back up. It's always good to see people come back and revisit. And if anyone knows if there's an actual calculated correct bevel angle for a hatchet, I'd like this if I'd like the design, even if it never comes to fruition, to be a fairly accurate and can't think of words right now. I feel like I'm experiencing chemo fog all over again. Practical. Yeah, that's it. So if you were actually going to split some logs, I'd like it, or some twigs or whatever, or chop a small tree down. I like it. Actual practical bevel angles. Anyway, I'm going to log out. Everyone, have a good rest of your day. Thanks you for stopping by. I appreciate likes and subscriptions, and more importantly, I just appreciate that you all showed up, and I hope that some people come back and watch it after it posts up as a video and watches it. Anyway, everyone have a good rest of your day. Talk to you later.